Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Nomad Millionaire. We have gotten a lot of questions lately, and a lot of them is around an average salary and can you still become a millionaire? So today we'll be going through, is it possible in 2025 to become a millionaire living on $6,000? And the short answer is yes. Is it easy? No. And does it require a very persistent and snipered approach? Yes, it does. But let's get into it. So, $6,000 building real wealth requires us to get to a net savings rate very high. We've actually built, to just outline it very shortly for you guys, the key is to understand what compound interest does to you over time. So, of course, you are not going to be a millionaire in a year living on $1,000 or not living on making $6,000. We have to live on way less than that to actually have a chance of succeeding, right? That makes a lot of sense. So can we actually do it is the question. And I've built a framework for you guys to work on. And it is, first of all, we have to understand that for us to do that, we need to build a small army of capital every month that we put into the market. And so the net savings rate that we actually get to every month is the key. The first link in this description down here is essentially a guideline to understand how compound interest works. And what you can see in that, and we'll go through it here, please, I think you should go through it while I do this as well, as that would be probably very helpful for you. So I have it right here. I'll share it with you guys here. And what you can see is that you really need capital to work for you if you have a small salary. And the way you do that is you get some savings in. If you're both having a small salary and not saving up anything, and some of you might actually be even going into consumer debt, you have all these things negative working for you, and it's impossible to really do it. But if we can get to a place where we are saving up every month more than 50% of the net savings rate, it is still possible to become a millionaire on a $6,000 salary. And if that's not motivational, and if that is not actually just quite amazing, what is that? We've actually made the process so simple for you to understand. There's 8 steps you have to do to get to a point of net savings rate of 50%. It's not going to be easy, but that is the Nomad Millionaire steps. And there's also a link up here to the right if you want to see an introduction to those and how you actually apply them. But let's get to the really key here. Is it possible, and how long will it take? So if you go into this second link in the description, it will show you how you can do it, how long it will take, and also just where you potentially have to go. So what we find is we build a framework for you so you can understand that it all comes down to the net savings rate and saving every month, like building our sort of muscle of saving. Let's call it like that. Just like you go to actually build physical muscles, we have to build our savings muscles to get to a net savings rate of more than 50%. And it's so important when we actually sort of are seeing people that don't make that much money, but still have incredible ambitious goals of what kind of wealth they want to build over time. And the key here is just once you have the army of capital working for you, it will actually still go quite fast. So $1,000, what we've identified is if you get to a net savings rate of 80%, which means you in total have to live on $1,200 a month. And you might say that is not possible. And I'm here to say that is possible. And you can go to places like Vietnam, Malaysia, Ecuador. You pay 0% income tax, and housing, a good apartment is $400 or $500 a month, which means you have to live on $700. And food costs much less than what you're used to where you are today. And all these things makes it actually possible for you. Healthcare is a lot cheaper those places as well. It might actually be even better than where you are today. You will still have good weather, and you can actually still get to a net savings rate of 80%, $1,000. Now, that is going to require a lot. And we probably think it's more realistic that you get to a 60%. But the extreme version of this, if you really wanted to do it as fast as possible, you can do it in 10 years. And that is like, just let's take a step back. What we hear is it's impossible to win today. It's impossible for the middle class. And we are saying that, right? If you live in London and you are on a middle class salary, you are getting destroyed. You are absolutely getting destroyed, no doubt. And most places, you are getting destroyed today living on a small salary because living costs have been gone up so much. But due to the tech progress we've seen and so many jobs starting to do remote and so many places to make an additional income online and these things have turned another opportunity certainly for the, let's call it, educated population of the world. And that means I would say that there's more opportunity for you to become a millionaire today than ever before. And trust me, you can go to some of the other videos here on the channel. I am so negative on so many places where you are getting absolutely into a terrible place if you are salary-driven wealth. And that is if you live in Scandinavia, if you live in UK, US, Canada, UK. And we have a lot of case studies showing this. But there's still all of these other places out there that offers incredible life quality and still very, very decent affordability. You can still do this. You can do it. You can do it essentially in 10 years. You can completely change your life around and be completely financially independent. I would actually say if you go to 80% or 70% net savings rate, already after 5 years, you'll be in a completely different place. You will be on a path to becoming a millionaire. Even if you go to a less aggressive, less gazelle intense type of movement, you will still get to a good place financially. It is the small army of capital we need to have and not touch the base. Now, we still want to add to it every month, whatever we can, right? The saving muscle needs to go. And once we get into a rhythm of actually doing this, and you have to do it every month. Sometimes I run into a lot of people, and it's very, very rare I see people just every month knowing how much they spent, how much they save, and actually putting the capital to work every month. And you need to be very intentional about this to make it happen. If you are not living on a high salary and you still want wealth, we have to be even more intense and intentional in our approach to this. But yes, it is possible. I would say if you stay in places like New York City, San Francisco, LA, here we've even taken it into account as well. It is going to be very, very tough. You have to live on basically nothing because of taxes and high living costs and just, healthcare is expensive. Everything is expensive, those places. And the goal of you actually becoming a millionaire there seems further away than ever before. Meanwhile, going to Vietnam, Malaysia, Ecuador, Georgia, a lot of other places, we have identified 45 good places to do this. You will see that the opportunity is bigger than ever. And that is what we're here to show you. The Nomad Millionaire dream is more alive than ever before, and it has replaced the American dream. Thank you for today, guys. Please like and subscribe. It is possible. If you're making $6,000 to become a millionaire today, yes, it is. It is indeed possible. Subscribe, like, share. We need this message out. We need hope and opportunity back in the young generation again. Thank you for today.